feel like, because I want to cast both semifinals games, and doing 3 best-of-5s in a day sounds way too long for my liking.
Oh yeah, that is a lot. That is a lot. But here we go.
All right, we have our first mirror matchup of the day, Iabids versus Iabids. We have LoueMT, again, many consider a now top 8 player. I mean, he's been grinding the game. He's been playing a lot. He's in very good form. And I don't know if this is Csoh anymore. This is Icon?
It is.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, it's Csoh. He has a couple different names, but another player that people may not know as much as Louis, but just in the same similar skill level. I will say Csoh plays some team games. They play team games a lot together, I believe, but very, very high APM, high level players by both of them.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Should hire Demu for the musical intermission.
I really, the biggest thing I want with, well, first, I'm shocked that Ubits even got picked, but the biggest thing I want to see is the Bazaar build, because I think it's such a cool, every single game can be different. I really think it's interesting to see how people have to adapt with what tickets they get, how aggressive they can be, how they can kind of change it and become more economic with it, or do a little bit of both.
Yeah, this is where it'll be kind of interesting to see. Is there's a good chance we do. Now, Louis, like we just said, is a very good player. I guarantee he's been grinding the new Civs.
Look at this age-up timing. He just
he went for the culture
Csoh,
wing.
yeah, just the culture. So I had I've hypothetically thought about this, where you go culture, you drop an archery range or a stables, either one, and you get a quick desert raider right off the bat. I'm pretty sure you can have a desert raider across the map pre 4 minutes.
Ooh, that's a good question. I wonder if you could, because yeah, he's gonna be aged up in 35 seconds. He'll be aged up by like 225 or something. I can't do math, so I'm probably off by 20 seconds.
That was right. That was right. You're good.
So that's like that's a very fast age up. Funny thing is, the first time I played Iabids, I did this too, but I didn't have a follow-up plan, so I just went up with this, and then I didn't do anything special.
See, I've done the reverse, where I go eco into culture, and you can get like a 5 and some change age up and immediately have double barrack school on production. It's pretty wild on that one too. But look at what he's got planned. He's got a villager running across. He's going to be going for an outpost rush with this, as well as military, I believe.
Yeah, so he's aged up. So, you know, there's a minute 40 before Louis is up, and he's probably like, what? Like, what?
This is a nuts timing.
Yeah, what's his plan? So he's going to do a forward archery range.
Oh my god, we got some excitement here today. Forget about it being a desert raider and needing to get across. He might just go straight for archers, just because this is proxy now.
And Louis is going to scout this, but I mean, he can't really do much except he knows it's coming, right? I mean, definitely not what you're expecting, right? A 220 age up and then a proxy archery range. He's probably like, okay. And he still has a solid minute. He's not going to be aged up for another minute.
Oh, you know how Louis stops this? It's all about the tickets. He went with Bazaar. He's going to have enough to get 1 ticket spent. If he gets the skirmishers, it will automatically counter this out. He'll kill every single unit that can come out of that range.
Yeah, that's probably if he gets lucky to get that as an option. Looks like he is. So Archer is out firing, and Csoh is taking some of the gold as well, deciding that he wanted that gold as too. And now he's building an outpost himself. So he's got 10 gold and an outpost.
All right. The thing is Louis, if he stalls this out enough, he still has enough gold needed for 1 ticket. He has to build a house so you can actually use that ticket for something. I think you wait, outpost gets canceled?
Cancels it, and the Bazaar will be up in 15 seconds, and we'll see what options he has, because again, he may not have the option to make those units with the gold. It all depends on what, you know, you spin.
How lucky will Louis get?
Yeah, let's find out. We're waiting with bated breath.
He does get the skirmishers.
He does. Yep, there we go.
Look at this. So watch how strong these units are. It's so cool to see them work.
Yeah, this alone pretty much counters this. You know, again, got lucky to have it. And now... Yeah, and now he should be able to push this back, you know, and Csoh has already scouted this, already retreated his archers. So he did the nice thing where he didn't stay there to lose them. He made sure to keep them alive. And so a very smart decision by him.
But proxy stables, he's trying to get the correct unit out, but Louis scouts it out, and the skirmishers, they're going to go deny the stables now.
Yep, that stable's not going to be finishing anytime soon. He is forced back.
Spear go bye-bye.
Another archer and a spear come out, and that archer, ooh, oh, that archer's in pain.
It's dead.
Oh, the archer goes down, rip in pieces. Stable is at home though, just now finishing.
So the good benefit for Csoh is Louis has not been able to be on the gold. He split off an archer and went to the backside gold too.
Very smart.
Louis was 7 gold away from another ticket, and he could have bought 2 extra villagers, which again, Louis is up a bill right now, but could be up a lot higher. And this is what I was talking about with the Bazaar being economic and militaristic. He's denying this push, and he's going to be able to get up in villagers.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, I don't think Csoh's aggression here really paid off. I think in general he's not going to be very happy with this. I think he was hoping to do a bit more damage, or was hoping to at least get a tower up, and wasn't able to get either. Is going to lose his Desert Raider because, again, even though it's in melee, it doesn't have any ranged armor, I believe, and he actually just calls it.
Yeah, I mean, I really feel like the outpost that he was building, I don't know why he canceled it. I think he canceled it for a barracks, but the problem is like it was all about the units that came out of the House of Wisdom. He had to scout it out and see what it was, because I get the canceling the outpost, but either keep the outpost up or get ready to drop a stables, because you had the correct unit if the swordsman came out, but you didn't have the correct one if the skirmishers did.
Yeah, exactly. So I was definitely, very interesting build. Unfortunately, I mean, he didn't even get a villager kill. Louis just played that perfectly. He knew, he didn't panic. Now, again, wouldn't expect it. Louis is a very, very good player. And yeah, so game number 1 is going over to Louis there. I should hide those real quick. There we go. All right. And so we'll be going into game number 2 shortly, as I'm sure they're starting.
I'm in your town.
I keep forgetting I have to invite you every time.
It's good. I've been on the other side where I'm the host, and I've forgotten to invite people so many times, so I know the struggle.
All right, and they're already in game 2, so we're just going to go straight into it. Obviously, there's probably going to be a bit of a delay. Are we going to see an Order of the Dragon mirror matchup? No! All right, guys, you guys are not going to guess the next 2 civs being chosen. You guys will not guess it. But I'll give you guys a second to, because there's probably a few minute delay is my assumption.
We do have a good little bit of a delay here, but again, this is
so
surprising to me.
Chat thinks it's a Byzantine mirror, Mali mirror, Delhi mirror, English, sushi mirror. You guys ready to see what it actually is? You're all wrong. It's a Abbasid mirror matchup. Wolfman, I believe you're watching Louis' stream, but I got it before you.
The crazy thing to me is that Abba is one of Louis' most played civs.
yeah. This is a very interesting decision, right? So they both picked Iabids for each other, and then they both picked Abbasid. That's so, because Louis good with Abbasid. Very surprising.
One thing I'll say is, like I said, they play team games with each other, so they know each other's civilization choices. They know each other's play styles. So maybe this is kind of one of those that's just like a, I know how you play Abba, and I'm gonna play a certain way against it. And obviously, Louis may be thinking the same thing.
And this is our first game without a new civ. What are the odds?
Watch another one.
yeah. Let's get out of here. Get me out of here. No, but what's crazy is there's 16 civs in the game, and they both chose Abbasid for each other. What are the odds of that? Iabid's okay, fine, but Abbasid, I don't understand.
Doing a quick scroll on their match histories, I will say they've been playing a ton of the new civs, a ton. Byzantines, Ayubids, John, Japan, sushi, everything. So it's except Order. So it's one that I would expect an Order to be picked, or I don't know.
Yeah, it's very interesting on how they've decided to choose their civs. I mean, I that's the thing, right? Because again, you're choosing your opponent's civ, and do you decide, do I give my opponent a new civ even though they've been grinding the new civs for the past week? Or do I give them an old civ that I don't think they're good with? And I think that's kind of the head games that go into this. Because you want to pick, because the goal as a player is you want to pick the worst civ for your opponent because that's, you know, that gives you an advantage, right? And so it makes it difficult.
One thing, I guess one thing could be the map. Forts is the map where you're kind of stuck in your own little base. It might be. Is the bat? No, I still feel like a Basset's somewhat fine there. You might not be able to expand your House of Wisdom as much. There was one spawn I had where I couldn't place my House of Wisdom within my kind of initial base area, and I had to place it on the outside of the fort. So maybe they were just hoping for that spawn.
Oh, really? Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. It was quite unfortunate.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's where a lot of these spawns, the new maps, they're getting them all ironed out. But one thing I will say is the more maps, the better. I kind of was appalled when I was doing my my ranked map bans, and I was like, wow, there's actually not that many that I need to immediately cancel out.
Yeah, I just pretty much vetoed all the hybrid maps.
I know you. That's what I would expect.
Canal, Golden Heights, and Rocky River. Those are the 3 ones I ended up downvoting. Man. But in general, though, the map pool is very, very good. Like, I'm not getting as, at least in the map pool portion, I'm not getting as tilted. Which is good.
I feel you there. I would have to 100% agree.
Yeah, because I feel like Cliffside's actually an enjoyable map. I didn't think I was going to like it when I first saw it, but it actually seems fine to me. I don't have any problems with it. Yeah, in general, just the map pool is good. The only map I don't like in the map pool that I can't veto is probably Hidden Valley. That's because I never find any sheep. All right, so here's forts. We're going to start this in just a second because there's a little bit of a delay. Oh, let me update the scoreboard really quick. So we have Louis up 1-0 in this Abbasid mirror matchup on forts. And so for those who have not seen this map before, forts is a very interesting map in that, as you can see, you start with a very small base. You get a big stone, a small gold mine, but you can't really build much inside your base. You really have to move out like you do. You can't just stay in there.
I will say Louis has a bit more open area than typically expected. I think maybe one of his smaller forests didn't spawn there in the bottom corner. So he has a little bit extra space than typical, but yeah, you're 100% correct. Usually you're not able to drop too much safe production close to you, especially when you have a House of Wisdom that you're needing to drop as well.
Yeah, I almost feel like one of the, I'm not going to say meta strategies, but one of the strategies you'll probably want to do is wall like one of the sides so that you can do that. And I got to say, this map spawn heavily favors Csoh, I think. Look at his top left. He's got 2 berry bushes right there. And if you look,
those are massive.
Yeah, and if you look at Louis' position, his berry bushes, he's got obviously the ones in his base, but then he has to go very far where he gets 1.
Yeah, and if he wants to move out to where that central deer spawns are, I mean, that is where all of the resources are, and that's going to be a heavily contested position for both of these players. So if you're able to secure that location, I will say that is going to be who gets the leg up. It is a heavily map control, like this map is a lot about who is actually able to move out and take map control. It's not one where you can just wall up and boom.
Yeah, that's why I like the concept of this map because of it, because you can't really just stay in your base as any civ. Again, not only because of resources, but because you don't have the building space. And I do love that concept. It really forces you to kind of get out. Like, as no matter what civ you play, China, English, Sushi Legacy, so on and so forth.
Military wing for Louis, and it's military wing for CSO. So I'm not quite as excited to see the wings here compared to the time before. We have seen these before, and it's just going to be a couple spears, couple archers popping on out. The numbers are going to be equivalent, so don't really know how much damage each of these are going to be doing on the other side.
Yeah, and what's interesting is I agree with the military wing decision. I mean, obviously pre-patch, if I ever played an Abbasid mirror, which thankfully wasn't very common, I do think military wing is pretty good because you can, if the other opponent goes eco wing, for example, you can deny that stone for quite a while and get 3 TCs up yourself.
It's one of those you force out a lot more resources than what you realize when going military wing early.
Yeah, but we do see, again, both going military. So, in theory, neither player should have their stone denied. Although, Interestingly enough, Louis is not going on stone yet, whereas Csoh is on stone. So I'm guessing Louis is probably going to open up with a stable with this. And it looks like Csoh is just going to try to get that second TC down ASAP.
Yeah, Louis extending the House of Wisdom influence, but still a couple structures away from an early golden age, if that was his goal. But I think he is. I kind of agree with what you're saying. Based off the macro here that we're looking at, he's still got a good amount on food, a good amount on wood. He wants to drop a production building and start making some type of unit.
Yeah, I think he's going to be doing an aggressive opening, and he's not going to be doing just a go to 3 TCs. Which is, yeah, but we'll see how this goes. Now, the question is, will they both send the armies out, or will they keep them back at home?
And as you mentioned, Louis immediately dropping that stable. So Louis, he's 100% going to be sending his out. I think CSO being on the stone, yep, he's going to have his a little bit more protected. Scout from Louis getting a little close, trying to scout out what's going on, and he does. Luckily, CSO not quite getting extra damage that he could have there.
And here's the thing, right? Like, the stone is very behind the town center. Like, it's not like it's just a little bit. It's like the whole entire stone cropping is behind the main town center. So if he decides to, you know, try to push with horsemen past that, it's just going to take town center fire.
Yeah, and the big question for me, though, is where will CSO be able to drop a secondary TC? If Louis has these horsemen, he has the spears and the archers, he's going to have the military numbers to close wherever CSO wants to drop the second town center. We already know the spot. We can see it now. 7 villagers are moving out.
Yeah, and, well, I mean, can Louis even stop this? He's not even going towards it.
He doesn't see it. He sees it. Usually you're going to see the stone villagers, and that's where you're going to follow. But I love this by CSO, moving the other villagers out, almost kind of like baiting this. And, you know, you're like, all right, he just now got the stone. Where's he going to go move to place the second town center? It's like, no, it's going to be built already.
And here's the thing. Yeah, and Louis still doesn't know. He's going the wrong direction. Look at what direction he's going. He's thinking it's going to go over here, but it's going on the other side where the two berry bushes are. Oh, yeah, this is kind of a disaster for Louis because he's still not on stone. He hasn't even started stone yet.
I'm not sure if he will at this point. Maybe he's just thinking more of a 1 TC all in. He's on archers as well, so he's got horseman archer. A big amount of units already out and being fielded. And look at CSO still on the stone, though.
Yeah, he's going 3 TC. I think he expects Louis to be going a second TC here. But Louis pulled villagers and put them on gold. I think he's going for a 1 town center fast castle after this. I don't think he's going to commit to a feudal. And this could spell trouble for him because because he's going to be going 3 town centers, and he's not even going to be close to castle age when Louis gets there. If that's Louis' plan, which he's pulled 2 more villagers, so he's had 7 on gold right now.
Yeah, fresh food stuff's not even in play for Louis. Doesn't even have a worry about it. He is getting wheelbarrow. Both sides are currently, and the military units are starting to mass up at the front side of CSO's base. Louis scouts out that stone. CSO actually doesn't grab enough stone for another TC because he scouted the side of Louis and realized there's no other TCs. He might need to worry.
Yeah, and this is one of the important things about scouting, right? Because now he's like, oh wait, there's no TC from Louis, no stone being gathered at all. Okay, I need to actually take this seriously. This isn't just some light pressure. He's kind of all in.
Yeah, and this is kind of a win though with him scouting it, because now you're like, okay, I'm up at TC. I just need to make sure to either match the numbers that are being produced from the military or match the tech timing or get close behind it, because he's going to have the eco.
And that begs the question is, did he scout how many villagers were on gold for Louis? Because if he did, then he knows that Castle Age is coming. One of the biggest indicators for a fast castle is definitely when you see someone putting 7+ villagers on gold with 1 town center, usually that indicates a fast castle.
Yep, and I don't think the scout made the full circle around. Horseman gonna try to find some damage. CSO quick reactions there, jumps inside the town center.
Yeah, and we do see the villager lead's only 3 so far, so it's a huge lead for Csoh yet, but look at that, Castle Age is almost ready for Louis.
And there's 19 on wood for CSO, and there's literally like close to nothing on food right now. So even if he wanted to transition, it's going to take a long time, and he hasn't scouted this. He doesn't have the knowledge. He sees units and he has to respect those units.
Yep, exactly. And all right, Castle should be starting here for Louis. I wonder what he's going to do. Is he going to go? He's going to go trade wing. Okay, so Louis.
There's no arc.
Oh yeah, there is middle of the map.
Oh, okay. It took a while to see even still when you said that. Okay, so there is a market, and he went ahead and dropped a market in the corner. And right where that neutral market spot is, that was exactly where I was saying that needs to be secured for all the other resources. So if Louis secures trade, he secures deer, he secures a lot more than just that.
Yeah, so his plan is to go fast castle. Obviously, I'm assuming he's going to use knights and stuff. And, you know, this is forcing walls, right? I think Csoh knows that castle is coming, so he's walling so he doesn't die to, like, a golem rush or golem flood. And behind this, Louis is just going to be trading. He's already got a market coming up on the top left corner, which hasn't been scouted yet.
Walls don't get denied.
Ooh,
and we do see
painful.
the first villager kill. If he isn't able to get those walls up, there's an opening to his main base. It's not just one vill. We see 2 vills going down. We see 3 vills getting taken down and a 4th to follow.
Oof. Definitely painful. Definitely something Louis is going to be happy with. Especially because, again, he's going to be trading here in a moment. Question is, does Louis know where the trade post is? I'm assuming so. I mean, he scouted it, but he hasn't. He didn't start making any from his market yet. So I'm wondering if he's not going to, or what his plan is there.
He hasn't scouted the corners. I mean, he's obviously scouted the middle trade post. He's on the deer in the center as well. As I mentioned, being able to take that map control. There's not... okay, we still got the berries on the backside for CSO, so that is 100% a lifeline. Castle Age finishes for Louis. CSO starting to push forward with that archer mass he has. He can clean up the rest of these units, but it's going to be a minute 45 before Castle Age, and he isn't even clicking it.
Yeah, and look at this. So Louis does have his 4 traders. Now, hopefully he removes them. Otherwise, he's only getting 10 gold per trade, which isn't much. He needs to make sure to direct them straight to that other market. And if he did it now, he'll get a good value from these traders. But I don't think he's going to. Not in time. So he's only going to get 40 gold from this instead of the 60 or so that he would have gotten otherwise. Oh, never mind. There we go.
51.
So he's going to get 51 per trader. Is he making any more traders? He's still not making any traders yet. So he's not fully committing to this yet.
But the first set of Lancers are heading across the map. He's got 3 more in queue, and CSO's full army right now is archers.
Yeah, and this is very scary to be moving out against an opponent that just hit Castle Age, that has units on the field. You know, it's not something you really want to deal with, but it looks like, you know, Louis going over here, and I'm sure he already knew about the second TC. Shouldn't be able to break through because, again, the walls...
And the culture ring starts, though. Minute and 45 seconds for CSO. Villagers jump inside the TC. Not as much damage that comes out. There's only 7 spots. An extra outpost, an extra 2 outposts trying to get built. So CSO just trying to reinforce this location. He knows how important this is. This is all of his food, by the way.
Oh, yeah. No, he loses this section. It's going to be really, really bad for him. And he still has a brutal minute and 20 seconds to wait for that Castle Age.
And there it is. The Lancers break through. The Horsemen break through. The Archers focusing the backside as they should be. Villagers jumping inside. The towers jumping inside. Trying to do as much helpful things as possible. But there's so many Lancers and just not enough Archers here. Not enough damage here.
Now, thing is... Oh, wait. I'm looking at the wrong ones. Louis only has +1 of ranged armor at the moment. So, you know... if he gets that +2, these arrow fires literally do 1 damage. But, I mean, he's still got a very scary amount. Took out a good portion of units. More units incoming. 40 seconds left. I mean, this is the brutal 40 seconds. This is the thing with Abbasid that kind of sucks when you age up late compared to your opponent. Is that brutal wait time.
I mean, he's got 31 idle vills. The second TC has not paid off. They're even in the villager number. The Lancers, they're just diving the TC. They don't care right now. The Archers are all starting to get thinned out, starting to get taken out, and it's not like there's other units being produced because he's not Castle Age yet and nowhere close. Still another 10 seconds.
He does have a decent food and gold bank, so when he gets the castles, he'll be able to make some gold units, but what's he going to make? He only has one stable, so he can make one knight at a time, but that's not enough. I think Louis just going to commit to this and...
Yeah, and just idling out all of those berries on the west, Louis knows that this is worth it. Yes, he's been losing a few lancers here and there, but that's 17 villagers not able to gather food.
Yeah, that idle time is killing Csoh here. I think Louis is in a very... I mean, look at that, 14 military to 1. He's actually been spending units on... Oh, no, he did get the castles, crossbows incoming, knights or lancers incoming. But 3 crossbows, you know, yeah, I can deal with 1 knight, but it's not going to deal with much more than that.
And the villagers who popped back out of that West Town Center, they just now have finally gotten back to work right as the first ram finishes from Louis. He's still on top of the main base, still tanking Town Center fire on the main base, and all the reinforcing units are going to the second Town Center.
Yep, and Louis starting to take the relics. He's starting to add more and more traders because now he's at 5. And kills the scout. Now going for that second TC, which I think is going to go down. I don't think there's any way Csoh's going to save this. And now Louis is ahead economically. I mean, he's killed 9 villagers. He's got 5 traders. And more traders, I assume, will follow behind.
Yeah, he's even got the archers there to deal with the crossbow mass that CSO's trying to build up for himself, but there's more archers than crossbows, and obviously Lancer number being quadrupled by Louis. TC has fallen. Villagers will be falling with it most likely. 1 Lancer splits off for that, and all of the military for CSO gets cleaned up.
Yeah, I just I don't see any way he's going to come back from this, and it kind of shows that, you know, Csoh went into this game thinking it was going to be a 3 town center game, and Louis went into this game with a plan of, I'm going to go fast castle if you go multiple town centers.
Yeah, just shows that timing attack. If you don't get scouted out ahead of time, if you don't react correctly, you can't end up stabilizing. Great game plan there by Louis, and great series taking it 2-0.
Yep, very good games by Louis. You know, it's kind of interesting. The first game, you know, Csoh tried to do something kind of cheeky with the fast feudal. Louis held on.